Today is the day I rank the worst YouTuber apologies. And I think some of these opinions will go down as controversial. And why don't we just get straight into it? Okay, so let's get one of the most recent ones out of the way, because everyone's been talking about this and it's so overdone. Colleen Ballinger. Now, I've never seen a Colleen Ballinger video before her apology. And her apology was just a musical masterpiece. Now, obviously her apology wasn't really an apology. She just refuted every claim and was like, I'm gonna sing my little heart out so you're gonna forgive me, right? And she thought that was gonna go down well. It didn't, apparently. People didn't like when she was inappropriate to children and then sung saying that she didn't do it. I mean, people didn't like that for some reason. And personally myself, I think she's a freak, so she's gonna go at F. Right, next I'm gonna do Basherverse. Now, this is an old apology. This is very old. Most people definitely don't remember this apology, but this man was unhinged. Now, I don't want to be too mean because he is 6 foot underground, or maybe not, he could be cremated. Is that too much? I feel like that's too much. Keemstar back in the day basically ruined his life and he went on a mental breakdown, roaring at the camera. He said that he's gonna smell himself on camera. I remember I used to love Basher. I was like 12 and I used to watch him on my PSP. I remember I was like, oh no, Basher, blah, blah, let's go. And it was just totally unhinged and I just didn't get any of it because I was 12 years old just watching on my PSP. But the apology, I mean, you can't get better. I feel like I'm being mean, but it was a funny apology. He was breaking down, but at the time I laughed, okay? I'm gonna admit it, I was 12 on my PSP, I laughed. James Charles. So this man is a freak. He basically bunch of minors, and his apology was, some of them are true, some of them are false, but to be honest, I was just kind of desperate. I was desperate for some bussy, some underaged bussy. That's what he was desperate for. And then he said he'll never do it again, but he did it many more times, and he's still collabing with some of the biggest influencers, which is crazy, because if I was in their position, I would not touch him with a 10-foot barge pole. It makes you look terrible, and he's not even that clouded up anymore. It's not 2020 James Charles. He doesn't have that much clout. I'm gonna have to put him in F because Jesus, saying you're desperate is not a good look when you've been sexting minors. Just that's my opinion though. I mean, you might have a different opinion. David Dobrik. Now this is a weird one because he did multiple apologies over the years. He did a podcast apology and 2 video apologies, and one of the video apologies was like, I've been up all night, can't think, I just had to get this off my heart. And he was just crying into the camera, which I feel like he felt bad for the video apologies where Dom beeped the women. I feel like he feels bad for that. But the Jeff situation, I don't think he feels bad for at all. He basically blamed Jeff, and to this day, Jeff is suing him, and in the court case, he is blaming Jeff. And he's not paying his medical bills, and it's just not a good situation. So I'm gonna have to give him a C, because if it was the Jeff thing, I'd give him an F. But I feel like he feels sorry for Dom's beep assault. So I'm gonna have to put him in the middle. Logan Paul. Now Logan Paul had 2 apologies, and I don't want to talk about the suicide forest today because, I mean, that's an old news thing. I want to talk about the Crypto Zoo and CoffeeZilla situation. So he responded to the CoffeeZilla situation with a video, which was very well edited. And it was basically just attacking CoffeeZilla, saying he's a bad journalist and saying that he's gonna sue. And then a day later, he deleted that video and he uploaded a new video saying that he was so wrong. And the only reason he did that is because the internet didn't respond well to the first one, so he was like, oh, I guess I have to make an actual apology now. The internet's not liking that I just called CoffeeZilla a scam artist, even though he's 100% right. And he says in this apology that he's committed to repaying people for the Crypto Zoo scams, but he's never done it to this day. It's like a year later. This happened last year, like exactly December to January last year, and he still hasn't paid them back. So for that reason, he's getting an F. Shane Dawson. I never fucked my cat. I never came on my cat. I never put my dick anywhere near my cat. I don't believe it. F. You freak. I don't want this whole video to be about essay, so I'm gonna move on. So we have no more essay allegations left. Well, that's debatable. Most of them aren't, okay? Most of them aren't. Pewdiepie. Oh, the bridge, as they call it. The bridge incident of 2017. So Pewdiepie called someone the N-word over a game of PUBG, and he said, oh my god, what a, which is probably the worst way you can use it, because it's not like just saying the word, it's like, you are like a, this is terrible. And then after he drops the N-bomb, he goes, I'm sorry guys, but what the fuck? Like, yeah, you can understand my frustration. it was just crazy. It's a crazy way to recover by going, I'm sorry guys, but like what the fuck this guy is. What? That's crazy. But I do it was very weird. I do feel like he's sorry though. I don't think he's a racist, so I'm gonna have to give him an A because his apology was pretty sincere, pretty good. But he did still drop the N-bomb and then say, seriously guys, what the fuck? Like our next guy who also dropped a lot of N-bombs. IDubbz. Now IDubbz is responsible for some of the best content on early YouTube, in my opinion. I love his content cop. I love his bad unboxings. I love his collabs with Joji and Max Mofo. They're all elite tier content. But in this content, there was some very racist and bigoted humor. These videos did cause a lot of 12-year-old boys to say some bad words in school, and I think overall it was a bad influence on the youth. Like, these videos definitely caused roughly 20 people in my class to start using slurs. Like, the effect of this was real. Like, I don't think he knows how big of an effect these videos had. There was people in my class when I was 12 saying some mad things because of IDubbz. Not just because of IDubbz, but he played a big part. And recently a year ago, he apologized for these old videos. He kept them unlisted because people might want to watch them still, but he removed them from his main video feed, and he says that he's disgraced by what he did and that he's sorry. There's a lot of YouTubers like Critical saying that he shouldn't have apologized, there's nothing to apologize for, which I normally agree with Critical, but like, there definitely was. He influenced so much children to say some naughty words, and I think an apology for that is kind of warranted. Like, it wasn't necessary, people forgot, it was old, but I feel like it's nice to apologize. So I'm not going to give it an S, but I'll give it an A because he didn't need to apologize, but he felt like he had to, which is pretty cool. Moving on to LinusTechTips, and this is the most nerdy, boring shit I'm gonna say in my life, but I was pretty into this drama. I'm gonna try and keep it concise because literally 99.9% of people don't care about technology. So basically, LinusTechTips was sent a cooler from this company. It was a prototype, it was worth thousands, and he basically used it on the wrong CPU, meaning it didn't work properly, and then he was like, this is shit. And then the company responded saying like, you didn't use it right, how can you say it's shit if you didn't use it right? And he was like, it's too expensive anyway, even if I used it on the right CPU it wouldn't be worth it. And then he auctioned off their prototype for charity, even though they really needed it because it was their only one. And he also gets a lot of information wrong in his videos. Like, his GPU reviews were like just wildly wrong. There was like some mad statistics that were just not true, which is pretty bad when you're one of the biggest tech channels, because that's misinformation. That's called misinformation. And then someone who previously worked there came out and said that she was pretty much essayed by members of staff, like talking to inappropriately and talked down upon. It was pretty bad. So there's an investigation going on. We haven't heard anything since. It was like 5 months ago. Then he responded by saying that their processes will change and they're moving from a daily upload to whenever the video is ready, which I feel like is a good response. It's pretty boring. I'm gonna give it a B. H3 Ethan Klein. Now, he's apologized a lot of times, but I'm talking about the most recent apology with Cutie Cinderella. So when Atrioc was caught watching those naughty videos, naughty Atrioc, Cutie Cinderella went on stream and cried that she doesn't feel safe as a woman and all, and that it's just disgusting that people deepfake their bodies and it feels like it's them on the image. Let me just play the clip. I think H3 is very funny.
What is going on with you?
I'm sorry, don't mind me.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually.
You're a monster, dude. You guys are crazy.
But that was so fucked up. I was watching that and I was like, oh my god, this is fucked up. That was bad. Why would they play chestnuts on an open fire when there's and then laugh when there's someone seriously crying about traumatic experience? I feel like that was a massive dickhead move. He made a completely very sincere apology, very sincere, and I think he came back from that. He was like, it was just disgusting, I don't know why I did that, it was terrible behavior. And I really think that he does feel bad for this situation. So I'm gonna give him a B with Linus, because it's not the worst thing ever. He didn't hurt anyone. He just laughed at a crying woman, which is pretty bad, but it's not that big of a deal. The second last one now, a Pyro Cynical. Now Pyro Cynical is a furry something. He basically likes when people are blown up like Violet from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No, I'm not even joking, he's genuinely into that. He commissions loads of furry fat fan art. He likes when people are fed loads of food, and he had some pretty degenerate conversations leaked with a minor, allegedly, and it turned out not to be true. It was a legal relationship in the UK, and the minor never told Pyro their age. It's not illegal to be into fat furries, and Pyro Cynical's content is still pretty good. I like it. And he also took the apology on the chin. He had to come out and say yes. He had to look the camera in the eyes and go, yes, I am into fat furry porn. And he had Colossus Crazy read some of his old messages. I think this is one of the best apology videos ever. He just took it on the chin like a fucking champion, and I respect that. So the last one is EDP445. Eat that pussy 445. And I just realized, I don't know why I added him, because he never apologized for anything. He basically ran radio silent after the cupcake incident. And Gideon caught him again recently talking to a minor. Could not wait for that video to come out. And then Gideon found Jesus, and now he's just making religious content. But EDP is still talking to minors. It was like a 13-year-old he met up with. It was crazy. And he can't keep a job. He's on dialysis. Apparently he's not doing very good health-wise, because he is morbidly obese, and he goes in for dialysis weekly because his liver doesn't work. He's probably one of the worst people to come out of YouTube. He is a freak. So I'm gonna have to give him an F. So that's my YouTuber tier list. Leave your opinions down in the comment below, because I realize this is probably controversial. But thanks for watching. Have a good day.